always asking us, how do you two do it? How do you keep the magic alive in your marriage? How do you maintain the most amazing, perfect, loving relationship? Well, because we are able to come together and openly communicate and have a respectful exchange of ideas as we discuss our goals and our plan of how to achieve those goals. So today, for example, to model this amazing behavior for you, we're going to talk about our utility bill. I think we should set the goal of lowering our utility bill, making it lower than, let's say, it was last winter. Because now it's the fall, we're at a really good time of year for having a low utility bill in terms of we don't need air conditioning right now, we don't need heat right now, things are good. But as we come into winter, we know as it gets cold that bill is going to skyrocket as we need to heat the house. And so how can we ensure that our utility bill will stay affordable? How can we make it lower than last year, for example? So let's come up with a plan. First of all, do we agree on the goal?
Yes.
Do you think that's a good and worthy goal?
Yes. I always like to save money.
It's like something making noise out front. What is that?
Neighbor's lawnmower, lawn care.
Okay, neighbors are mowing their lawn. All right, so let's come up with a plan of how we can lower our electric use and our gas use, because we have a gas stove and gas for our furnace and our water heater, right? So it seems to me the biggest chunk will go to heating the house. And this is a difficult house to heat. It's a very, very old house, so it has very high ceilings. So heat rises, and it's a very open house. It's hard to shut off rooms, and we need to come up with a way that we can survive the winter without having this enormous utility bill keeping the house warm. Especially in January and February, I've noticed the bill is enormous. Enormous. So, I'm thinking, and tell me if I'm wrong, husband, that we need to agree on a temperature that we're going to set the thermostat at throughout the winter, that we can agree on that's, like, we're going to turn it down, we're going to have it low, we're going to commit to keeping it down there. Maybe at night we turn it a little bit lower because we're all snuggled up in bed and warm, but during the day when the kids are at school and so forth, and they're not here to need it super warm, where are we going to set the thermostat? Knowing that you do not keep your house warm enough in the winter to be comfortable walking around in a t-shirt and shorts, right? That is not the goal. That's not the standard. In the winter, you wear a sweater, you put on some slippers or a bathrobe, you snuggle up in a blanket, right? Your house is not supposed to be like summertime when it's in the winter. So, what do you think we should set the thermostat at this winter?
68.
Are you kidding?
No.
Okay.
That's a little warm. I would say 64, but I'm starting high because I know you're going to try and get me down.
He knows
I'm going to start high.
He knows I'm going to lowball it, and we're going to have to compromise in the middle. So he's jumping high to begin with, because 68.
Your mother's house is in the 70s.
My mother's house has nothing to do with what we can afford. Why would you even bring my mother into it?
Because my mother's house was 68.
Our mother's homes have nothing to do with what we can afford.
We can afford 64.
No, we can't. If we kept this house at 64 all winter, I guarantee you our bill in January and February would be $600. Yes, utilities are extremely expensive in New Jersey because we have kept it much lower than that and had a $500 bill. I guarantee you we cannot afford to keep the house at 64. And 68 people, that's not turning your heat down. Sorry.
And 60 is reasonable.
All right.
That's as far as I'm going to go. 60 is
See,
reasonable.
I would put it at 50. Now, I know 50 is chilly. I know that. I'm not saying I'm comfortable with it being that cold, but I'm saying I am willing to put on a sweater, bundle up when I'm we're sitting watching TV at night, relaxing before bed. I am willing to wrap up in a blanket. I have one of the girls sitting on my lap, and we're all warm and snuggly together. I mean, you can't spend more money than you have. That's the thing. We have to work with the amount of money we have.
Let's start with a ballpark of between 50? No, you start at 50. So we should go up to like 58, between 58 and 60.
Okay, to me that's high. And since he's highballing it, because he knows there's going to have to be compromise, because loving, committed, responsible, mature individuals who are in such a relationship know that commitment is just the backbone, right?
And compromise.
Compromise, that's what I meant. Am I saying commitment?
Commitment is...
God damn.
No, commitment is...
Commitment, yeah.
Backbone.
I meant compromise. Compromise.
Compromise is the...
It's the food and fodder.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I will have to lowball it and say 42. And now we can compromise in between 42 and 60.
In between hypothermia and feeling good.
Yeah. So how about we settle at 52? Is that a good compromise that we agree
Let's start at 50. Let's move on to something else. 52 to 60.
All right, now let's just keep in mind.
52 to 60, and then we'll move on to something else.
All right, but wait, let me just say. Our kids were at home before. They are now at school during the day.
I don't care how cold it is during the day.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So
I care when they're here.
during the day, we certainly don't need it that warm because the kids aren't here.
Okay, then 52 as soon as they walk out. As soon as we walk out.
And what about at night when we're all asleep anyway?
I don't know.
52. And then, all right, so you're saying in the afternoon and early evening, we'll bump it up to 57, 58?
58, yeah.
58, okay. All right, see? What a fabulous compromise. Look how happy we are. What else can we do to lower our utility bill?
The windows are a very big issue with that.
Do we have issues with our windows?
No, we have storm windows. We have the original windows in the house, so they're 150 years old, so they do leak. But the storm windows seal it pretty well.
So...
But I can't tell you how many times I drive down the road and I see people with their storm windows half up or 3/4 up all winter long. Storm windows have to be sealed.
All right, so make sure you have your storm windows in place and down, which we do. But we're not going to put up like plastic sheeting, are we? I don't think we're going to do that.
No, because ours are good enough.
Yeah. Also, if you have, like hanging drapes in your windows, pulling the curtains will also help insulate the room a bit. Of course, it's going to make it a lot darker, but at night that will help.
Yes. Or just opening up where the sun is. If you have a south-facing window, open that up.
That will definitely warm up a room, for sure. All right, should we talk about electricity vampires? Now, one thing we do, the one vampire we have addressed is we have a power strip for our TV and VCR, and the Wii is plugged in over there. And so at night, when we go to bed, we just unplug that whole thing. So there's no electricity continuing to go to those machines while we're sleeping at night.
It makes a difference.
And which does make a difference, but we have a lot more vampires around the house probably that we could attend to.
I saw some vampires this morning when I woke up. There were 3 computer screens turned on. As bright as day. 3 computer screens.
As bright as day?
As bright as day. Yeah, 3 of them.
So what you're saying is, I saw that. Now I think for the beautiful, strong, committed marriage that everybody wants, we don't place blame, do we? We can all do better. Everybody can improve. Everybody can take it to the next level. Everybody can become more frugal. Everybody can learn to pick up after himself. So we don't need to place blame. We're all about making a plan of how we're going to move forward in a spirit of teamwork.
I have saved our family so much money replacing these light bulbs.
Oh, that's a good one. Well, wait, first of all, we'll say, okay, what you're saying, what I'm hearing you say to me is I need to remember to turn the computer screens off, like click the little button and, And the speakers, too.
And the speakers.
Right, if you're going to bed, why are your computer speakers still on? I don't know. All right, so light bulbs. So give us a little quickie brief chat about light bulbs.
I know you like this chat because I try and explain to her that let's say the old-fashioned way is like 100-watt light bulb is pretty bright. 60-watt is
Medium.
yeah.
Reading.
75-watt. Those were the ones we used to use. 40 watts in the refrigerator. So with these new compact fluorescents, it saved, let's say, a 60-watt light bulb or 100 watt, because it's easy numbers. 100-watt light bulb. You're burning in 10 hours, if you leave it on, that's 1 kilowatt hour. And it's only 13 cents, but you have the charges. There's other charges that go with it. But still, the point is...
With a new kind of light bulb.
yeah, so instead of 100-watt light bulbs, the brightness of a 100-watt light bulb can be brought in from a 15-watt compact fluorescent.
Compact fluorescent.
So, you want the 100 watts of light,
With only 15 watts of energy.
15 watts. So now,
All right, how about this? How important is it to quickly close the refrigerator door once you've opened it? Like, we know it's not good to just open the refrigerator and stand there looking, gazing at the food, trying to figure out what you want to eat, right? I try to tell you this all the time.
so we're not going to banter about the reality of it.
All right, so he tells me that all the time. But I'm not just gazing at the food. I'm making dinner. I'm like looking for the things I'm looking for. I'm not just thinking, oh, if I stare long enough, some magical chocolate cake is going to appear. I'm actually looking for specific things.
Pretend you walk into your kitchen and you look over and see the refrigerator door wide open or the freezer door wide open. And then you look at your wife and she is at the sink running hot water for whatever reason. And you look
Like
and you say,
washing dishes, maybe.
interesting. So you shut those, or you say, freezer door's open, and she says to you, well, I was going right back there. Or I was going back there, or something. I know you were going back there.
Is there anything we want to say about laundry? Obviously, you want to wash your clothes in cold water. I've been washing on cold for years, and try to minimize use of your dryer in the summer. Darling husband hangs all the laundry out to dry. He loves hanging the laundry out. And let me just say, if I hang it out, he'll redo it because he does not like my technique. And in the winter, we use a drying rack. Well, actually 2 to 3 drying racks in the bathroom. Anything else we can think of, hon?
For electricity or laundry? Laundry?
Anything, any utility use. Obviously,
Laundry you can, well, excuse me.
sorry.
Laundry you can hang on, or put on the radiators, if you have radiators.
That's true. We have a very old house and we have radiators, and you can drape things on radiators to dry them out. Yes, you can indeed. Also, obviously in the summer, you want to minimize use of your air conditioner as much as possible. Use fans. Try not to get used to having the air conditioner on all the time. If you can, only have it on when it's maybe over 90 degrees, or it's just so sweltering there's no way for you to get to sleep because you're upstairs where the heat rises, that kind of thing.
Or when it's really humid.
Or when it's really humid. Or not at all.
Or when it's really humid.
Or when it's really humid.
Obviously, the best savings of electricity is not using electricity. So, when you leave a room, shut the lights off.
Don't look at me and shake your head. You're the one who leaves them on saying, oh, with this light bulb, you can leave it on for a year and it will only cost you 8 cents. I'm the one who's always saying to shut the lights off.
I agree with that. And also, you know, speaking of that, the big screen TVs. We have a 32-inch, 36-inch TV. And I looked at it, it's 200 watts to run that, which, it's a lot. It's just the screen itself. When you leave the room, shut the TV off.
Turn it up.
200, that's like leaving a 200-watt light bulb or 200-watt light bulbs on all day long.
Also, by that same token, if you make coffee in the morning in your coffee maker, because you know you're not going up to Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts to get coffee, but keeping that turned on is like running an electric blow dryer, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what he tells me every day.
You may as well just turn a blow dryer on and light it down right next to the coffee maker.
Well, that would keep it warm too, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But anyway, you know, keep it on for a little while you're drinking your coffee, but then switch it off, and if you need to heat up your coffee, just put
Microwave
it in
it.
the microwave. Yeah. Yeah.
It actually keeps it fresher too.
It keeps it
It
fresher.
doesn't taste burnt.
No, not burnt. I think we have a really good plan in place. Also, speaking of that, and correct me if I'm wrong, oh, one of greater wisdom and knowledge, but we have gas burning fireplaces that the previous owner of the house put in, because we would not do that, because we would burn wood that we would collect for free scavenging in the forest and have wood. We would. But we have gas burning. So I think we can turn the heat down even lower, so we're not heating the whole house, and then just turn on one of those gas fireplaces to just warm the area where we are. Yes?
Correct.
Yes.
I look shorter than you.
You're short. All right, so there you have an example of the strong, committed, loving couple setting a goal together, a frugal couple, of how to lower the utility bill and coming up with a reasonable plan which we can all live with and agree upon. So now, click to subscribe and click to watch another video. Anything you'd like to add?
No?
No. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.